We're live in East Belfast. As you know, one of the Patriots was arrested. He was charged and released on bail. And come on up here, let them do their skating. So yeah, happy days. If you need it to steady, okay, mate. So yeah, we're here. So basically, what's going on, right? Is it's the talk of the steamy. It's the talk of the steamy, guys. You know what I mean? And everybody's talking about it online. Everybody's talking about it in the streets. Everybody's talking about WhatsApp. Everybody's talking about Messenger. You know, loads of phone calls going back and forth from all over Northern Ireland. And yeah, so it's been highlighted because obviously they arrested Neil, and and there was a big search and all that, and this nuts, and it is all nuts. I can't talk about it obviously because it's an ongoing case, but it is absolutely mental, right? Just like Glenn's case, mental. You know what I mean? And just like the other cases that will be coming up, mental. And the common denominator of all these cases, Protestant, Unionist, Loyalist communities. That's the common denominator. And as you see, when I'm doing these videos at the Palestinian marches, you see people in there who we know on the other side. But no harassment, no headline news, no double spreads in the paper because they're at a demo. But when it's the other way around, it's all over the newspapers. Focusing on our community and our community alone, particularly on this particular issue of mass immigration and the damage it's doing to mainland and to Ireland. So yeah, basically everybody's talking about it. So what's happened is they've went around East Belfast, fan loads and drones in the sky and all the rest of it. A lot of absolute nonsense. And then after it was highlighted that these guys are out walking the streets at night time, the next thing the police came out onto the streets. So they did. And started doing photograph opportunities. All the places that they were, the police went to and got photographs taken that going to the community. Look, we're here doing it. You don't need to rely on them boys. We're here, you know. So yeah, it's all a bit embarrassing. It's all what? It's all a bit embarrassing. It's all a bit mental. And yeah, they let themselves down. So they did, because there was no need to, as soon as somebody complains about something like a politician, then they jump all over it, and then the newspapers jumped all over it. And it was like a unison of the far left, the far left politicians that we have in Northern Ireland. The newspapers who we know are controlled by the government, and the PSNI, and it is a combination of attacks from all directions, as you can see. So yeah, he's been released today on bail, and it's an ongoing case. So looking forward to the case and any ongoing trial, because I know, we speak to the community. I'm here, I'm talk to everybody in the area, everybody that's involved in these walks, and I know he's innocent, so I'll leave it at that. What's that, mate? So yeah, we're just going to wait. Obviously, the guys are going to get, they all come in, guys and girls, and like I say, there's people from both sides of the community in here, and yeah, it's quite a remarkable thing. It is a good thing for me to report on, because I'm intrigued as well. You know what I mean? This is Loyalist East Belfast. You know what I mean? And we have communities coming together. You know what I mean? And this is just mind blowing for the government. You know what I mean? It's mind blowing for a lot of people that are still living a wee bit in the past, you know what I mean? But we have come a long way. A lot of people have got Catholic friends and Catholics have Protestant friends, but there's still that little bit there, you know what I mean, where people just aren't sure about that whole situation. So it's always been a difficult thing for us, like I say, we've been divided in primary school, we've been divided in secondary school, and what chance have you got of ever coming together when they divide you as a child, and the thing is we're coming together. We're coming together with a common cause. And the government are terrified of that, Just like you seen the red-handed Ulsters and the tricolours at the Tommy Robinson marches way back, the first time, you know what I mean, ever seen them together, and then as we've seen with the demos in Belfast, tricolours and Union Jacks coming together, red-handed Ulsters all together. And as you see my Freedomdad going down the Southern now and getting so much love. Freedomdad standing amongst 40,000, 50,000 tricolours, maybe more, I have heard it go up to 100,000, but, I wasn't counting that day. It was an awful lot of them. And, yeah, I was given so much love. I didn't go down with a hidden agenda. I told them who I was, where I was from. And, yeah, they were like, we don't care. We don't care about that. There's lots bigger stuff going on than that, mate. You know what I mean? And it was like, come here. Thank you for supporting us, So that is the thing. That is the thing in Northern Ireland that the government are terrified of the most. No two ways about it. And I don't think they've seen it coming. You know, it's a fine pace, and I don't know if they went on camera, stand back a wee bit so I can see if there's a sergeant there or what. All right, guys. Yeah, all good. All good. What's happening? What brings you into this neck of the woods?
Yeah, wandering around, you know how it is.
Yeah. Just a wee down there. Show of force, show of presence. Leave the community safe, knowing that you're here to keep us safe. Yeah.
That's what it's about, yeah.
Yeah, good man. That's all we expect from you, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you're doing an amazing job. The last couple of days, plenty of presence and really good. Well done, guys.
That's what we want.
Thank you.
Plenty of people.
Thank you.
Constantly followed and tortured. I don't want to engage, thank you.
We have a contact with you that you asked for. No, that's not a problem.
Okay, let's go.
Bullying and intimidation.
So what I'll do is, I'll put it down. You hold on to that. I'll take this. Great. So we are. What says the mic on? So we are filming for the safety of these guys. No, sorry. You can. I'll just put back a wee touch, wee back. And we are filming for the safety of these guys because of the harassment they have been getting. You know, being told to take hoods down and masks we get that. You know, but hoods, you know, legally you can only ask to take a hood down if it's part of a search, you know. And it wasn't a search, it was just harassment. Take your hoods down, cameras and faces, trying to provoke a reaction as well. They give the police a reason to go to the papers and go to the government and go, look, these are really violent people, you know what I mean? These are concerned parents. Every single one of these guys out here got kids. Every single one of the women have got kids, you know. And that's all it is, you know what I mean? There's a problem in Northern Ireland, there's a problem in the mainstream, and there's a problem in Ireland. And no matter how much you try to paint over it, the longer we go forward, the more you're going to save it. No matter how much they try, no matter how much they try to silence people and all the rest of it. So, you know, that is the problem. We are awake. We know this. We know this is a fact. You know, no matter what the government try to say or no matter how all the mainstream media want to behave, the truth is out there, you know. And these guys are awake. The community around here that supports these guys are awake. You see, and it's the people that aren't awake, that aren't aware of what's coming, are the ones that are sitting on their armchairs calling these men vigilantes and these women vigilantes, you know. So yeah, there's been a lot of focus on these guys, you know. But the thing I want to make clear as well is, that these patrols, these walks, these neighbourhood watches are in every part of Northern Ireland. And you know, the thing about it as well, I want you to know, guys, right? So in Northern Ireland we had a thing called Neighbourhood Watch, and it was a big deal. And people used to do this, you know, and the police promoted it. You know what I mean?
There was actually people on saying you should start a committee and do Neighbourhood Watch.
Yeah, but this is the thing. The police promoted it. The police made signs and passed them around to each leader of each Neighbourhood Watch. And do you know why? This is the truth. Because the people that we're watching now is different. And for some reason, they don't want you watching them. But back in the day, when it was a conflict, terrorism and drug dealers, they wanted everybody to watch. They wanted everybody to watch out in the streets and keep an eye on things and report back to them what was happening. But today it's different, you know, and this is the thing, you know, we're seeing the difference in it, we're seeing the difference in the attitude, we're seeing the difference in how they're treating, you know what I mean? How they're treating. And there's a play park there, I'm just going to span round. So this is an area that the guys do keep an eye on. So yeah, in the face of adversity, you know, I don't think anybody in any area is going to stop like doing what they're doing. If anything, it's going to escalate. You know, I think a lot of people, when I'm talking to, are wanting some sort of reassurance of a complete cessation of mass immigration and an understanding of the birth rates and why we're losing, where there's more people dying than getting born, and that's a problem, you know what I mean? Because that only leads to one solution, you know, and that's we're aware of that, so we're sort of, I think that's the feeling, you know what I mean? What we see in England, and people are getting a bit nervous about them sort of cities coming to Northern Ireland, like Ballymena becoming a Rotherham or something like that, or a Luton, you know. So yeah, it's not misinformation or far right or racist. It's genuine concerns of people, you know what I mean? But close to that road, so we're on this. That's what it's saying. There's a nice new backdrop. There's a nice new backdrop. So yeah, get the mic in there, show them the big plane there. Belfast. That's our future. That there is our future. That's our government.
Aye, they're lying alright. They're lying alright.
Yeah, good one, aye. Fucking lying alright. Storming. Don't we get kicked?
No.
So guys, yeah, just talking to the guy there. That's like there's two. This is like what they call the day shift. Is it? I'll just let you how we look. We visual. If you smell fast. Show it that way. So just going to keep an eye. That's what we're here for. Just to monitor everything, because of the complaints come from the community of harassment. Yeah, so we want to keep an eye on it. We want to make sure everybody's protected. But I'm going to get keep it forward. Keep it on the boys. Right, guys. I'm here with Neil's brother. So what's the crack? Do you want to tell everybody that's on my channel right now what's going on?
Listen, in fairness, I think it's an absolute disgrace that somebody's getting sort of pinpointed here for sort of becoming this sort of vigilante and that, and only doing what a lot of concerned parents are wanting people to do: go around and ask these undocumented men what actually they're doing on the streets, and that's all it seems to be. But it seems to be getting blown up here. It's something that seems to be not.
But he's also helped a lot of men as well, of all colours.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. As I say, there's a lot of video footage that people haven't seen that there's helping lots of delivery drivers who are lost find their way. Lots of women who are drunk find their way home. Lots of kids that are maybe lost in different areas who are on the drink, find their way back to train stations. There's been plenty of good work done, but it just seems to be the bad that seems to be getting picked up on.
So yeah, the mainstream media, also basically pushed by the police, made a statement that it had racial elements, or basically saying it was racist. Have you got anything to say about that?
The thing that seems to be the easiest thing to say about people that seems to want to stand up for their rights. Listen, we were born in a Christian society and a Christian state. They understand right and wrong, and as soon as you stand up against things that you see that aren't right, you become a racist or a far right.
So I think the main question people would ask then, to be racist, you would need to be just stopping people of a different colour skin to him, or whatever, if somebody wants to say foreigners.
Oh yeah, as you say, don't get me wrong, to be that racist, and in fairness, to be a racist, I don't really understand it because that's not what we are.
Yeah.
And I would believe it has to be a sort of a certain sort of character to be a racist person. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
and
but what I'm get-
as I say, we help anyone in the streets that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
from here or anyone that needs help. All we're simply asking is, you know, listen, the ones that are they're on the streets, the ones that are meant to be here for the right reasons are in bed at the right times,
Yeah.
and the ones that are running the streets sometimes just have a criminal gain.
Yeah. So basically, I know you're being a bit edgy right now because it's an ongoing case, but we know for a fact it isn't racist because we know exactly there's other footage out there, isn't there, that nobody's seen.
Oh yeah, totally, 100%. As you say, it's totally not racist, and as I say, there's footage there that if it needs to come out on the right time, as I say, it will come out.
Yeah. So why do you think the government do this to anybody that stands up against mass immigration and what they see going on in England and Ireland right now?
As
No,
I,
this is Pinky's brother.
as I say, it seems to be a hard question to answer, considering that we're trying to ask the question of why these undocumented men are here in this country, and the people that are financing it is the state. So it's hard to fight someone that's financing the problem.
How hard has it been for you to watch what's going on with your twin brother in the last few days?
Oh, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because I know the lad's character and I know he's got a good heart. And as I said to you there, maybe at the start, I'm walking a completely different path in my life. And as I say, I try not to get too much involved, but it seems to be getting worse and worse. And the community's starting to see that. And that's what's starting to bring more and more of the community out.
Yeah, because as well, the community know you're a big part of this community. This is your life. This is where you've been born and bred, and you know it is what it is. And this is a thing that people don't understand. Very, uh, this is the thing people don't understand is that nobody's getting the truth. It's only us on the streets. It's only yous in your community that know the truth. Isn't that right?
Yeah, listen, as I say, I wasn't really a one for all this TikToks and people going lives, but to be honest, what I've learned here over the last 6 months is the only truth you're getting is from me citizen journalists that are actually going onto the streets and actually finding out what the real problems are on the streets.
Yeah, yeah. I'm here. I'm here, guys. I'm here. I was just telling the guys what was happening with the lives. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's a bit strange, guys. We do lives from here. Never have any problems. There was no problems with loads of data on the phone. Yeah, there's no reason for it to be doing what it's doing. Obviously, I don't know how much of that interview. Could you tell me how much of that interview you got? So, guys, yeah, I'm sorry about this tonight. Maybe it's just a technical hitch. I don't know, but yeah, this is the third live tonight. Because they keep coming, they keep going down. No other way to say it. Buffering, use it. Right. So, guys, did you get the interview or did they shut the interview? Tell them a message. Like, leave a comment, guys. It's yeah, I think they know that. We're all getting stressed out. We don't like the lives going down. We're perfectionists, guys. Right, that's okay. Yeah, right, that's okay. You know, that's a bit. Cheers, Gary Belfast. That's all we needed to know. Like, so yeah, we got unmarked police cars there. We've got a police car over there, and we just had one pass there. There's, well, they're passing each other now. It's the ones just went that way. Ones went down that way. But yeah, it's like, it's gotta. The guys don't really want to communicate with them anymore just because of everything they've done and the way they've behaved. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So yeah, they don't need to keep an eye on us. We're peaceful, you know what I mean? These guys are peaceful. I can see that. I'm not going to cover anything where there's going to be problems or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm not jumping about like a lot of people think because of the Ballymena video that I've done, that I want to be around rats and all that. Nobody's seen that coming. Please believe me. And it is always peaceful. And like the common thread through the world of patriotism is the only way anybody's going to listen to us is peacefully. So yeah, Lisa, will you a couple of wee words, please? So,
Hello.
how you doing?
I'm
So,
alright,
you're an
thanks.
East Belfast girl, and you're out here tonight. So what is the crack? Tell my channel what started all this. Why is there so many people around Northern Ireland? That's the first question. It's going to be a double bar one. The
Yep.
second one is why so much on East Belfast. Go ahead.
Well, obviously, I can only talk from my own perspective
Yes,
and the
of
things
course.
that I've
Yes,
seen and
your
heard.
opinion. This is your opinion.
So it's
You're
all totally my own opinion.
Yeah.
But it seems to be that because Stephen Nolan has kicked up this media shitstorm, as I have been describing it as, that it somehow triggered something within the authorities to come down hard on anyone that Stephen Nolan doesn't agree with.
Yeah.
Now, my point is we have seen such a difference in police's approaches to different demonstrations, gatherings,
Yeah.
whatever way you want to describe it. Now, we had much bigger crowds in Belfast city centre, blocking roads, blocking public transport, and at no point were they described as thugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
At no point were they described in any derogatory way,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yet people can't walk about their own area.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's very, very hard. You know, I actually had a conversation with a police officer the other night, and they were saying how good it would be if there was some kind of form of communication with the communities.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it goes back to when we used to have community officers.
That's right. Yeah,
people
I remember that. Yeah.
100%. And people in our areas, they knew those community officers, they knew who they were dealing with. Nowadays, we don't have that. And I think that plays a big role because people, ordinary people in working class areas, have lost faith in the authorities.
Yeah.
They've lost faith in the politicians and they've lost faith in the media.
Yeah.
So there's a, as I said to the officer the other night, there is a whole community of completely unheard voices and no one is listening to them.
Yeah.
And their frustration is just bubbling and bubbling. And rather than someone actually sitting down and listen to them, we have these heavy-handed tactics. Now, because I have been coming and showing my support, the amount of times I have been specifically targeted, I would say,
Yeah.
by the police over this past week.
And you
is-
spoke at a couple of demos as well,
I
so
have-
that puts
I
you under
have
the
indeed.
spotlight.
I have indeed. So, and it's kind of at the point now. I've never been rude to them. I've never been arrested. I have a clean criminal record. There's
So you're not somebody with a shady past.
absolutely not. A
Oh.
few dodgy boyfriends, if that counts. Like, but listen,
Yeah,
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
And I care about the people of Ballymena, my hometown. East Belfast is where I spent some of the best years of my life, and anyone that knows me personally knows the connection that I have through the heart with East Belfast. These are my people, and in the same in the area that I live in South Belfast, I will defend them to the hills as well. These are our people. They are all our own, and we need to start looking out for them and stop allowing the likes of Stephen Nolan and the BBC
Yeah.
to pull the strings and create pressure within our own communities.
But it's not like you say, Stephen Nolan, like that's Northern Ireland, but this is a common thread right across Britain right now. This is what we've been seeing in England with Panorama, BBC. The BBC's got a big part to play in the downfall of what we see of England right now and what's going on with mass immigration, irregular, illegal, whatever you want to call it. The silencing, not reporting on the truth, not talking about the grooming gangs and stuff like that. So we know how the media behave. So it's not like we've just woke up. Is that we're if this is from experience, it's sort of fitting into the playbook of for the BBC and mainstream media. So the common thread in Northern Ireland, that's the thing in it. It's because we've seen so much now, and we're I always say clever prods, you know what I mean? But there's Protestants and Catholics here, isn't there?
Yeah, there
So,
absolutely.
so we're clever prods and Catholics.
I don't know if your cameras have shown round.
No, we're not going.
Some people aren't comfortable, and that's fair
Yes,
enough.
yeah, it's very new, isn't it?
But we
It's
have a
very new.
cross community group here, and
Yes.
anyone that drives past us or whatever, it's quite visible that there's cross community
Yes,
relations
it
here.
is, yes.
And it has been. And the point that I would like to also make is that there hasn't been one single news report on the good things that these groups have done. It's all people who live in these areas who have been directly affected for the better by the actions that these people have done, that the media are focusing. I mean, they're still very much focused on the riots in Ballymena, and I am by no means dismissing what happened there. But there hasn't been any more violence since then. We have had hundreds of peaceful protests, yet this aggravation from authorities is still continuing.
Yeah. So it's like I say, it's a lived experience. We've seen what's going on. We've educated ourselves. Well, so people are awakening it.
They are indeed. And ordinary people like myself are genuinely being left afraid because of things that are being said, for example,
Yeah.
absolute blatant lies, and being kind of branded something that you and everyone that knows you personally knows that you're not, and that's the hardest part to deal with, you know.
So you're like me. We're here to let people know that it's okay, because people are sitting in the house right now thinking they're going off their nut because they see one thing and then the government are telling them another thing, like
Yeah.
mass immigration is okay, diversity is good, and all the rest of it. You know what I mean? And like it's we're here just to let them know that everything's okay, and that's what it's about. It's bringing awareness, letting people know that yeah, you're right, there is a problem. Yeah, the government are lying to you. You're not going off your nut. We're losing the freedom of speech. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he's lying at Trump. Yeah, it's mental. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's difficult. What kind of pressure are you under right now?
A lot,
Yeah,
a lot. And what I would just say to people is, don't believe what you see in the media.
yeah,
Um, look for independent journalists. I say it all the time. People
yeah, yeah,
like yourself who are on the ground. If you're reading something in the mainstream media, you can be damn sure there's a whole other side of that story
yeah.
that hasn't been told.
Yeah.
And when you actually listen to people, it's very, very hard to say that they're wrong for their feelings and their genuine concerns.
Yeah, they are genuine concerns. It's not misinformation. It's not far right, and it's not racist.
Yeah.
It's like the situation. I don't. We can't really talk about it too much. You know what I mean? But it's what they're saying. They're saying like people are racist because they're going into the town, and they're saying they're only targeting foreign people. Now, I don't want you to comment on that because honestly, we're clever prods. You know what I mean? But the thing is, if there is a ratio of evidence where there's like so many white and so many foreigners, you know what I mean? Is it anybody's fault that there's more foreigners in hanging about late at night under bridges and bypasses and stuff like that? Is it these guys' fault that that's who's out on the street? You know what I mean? Is it because there's more people like that out on the street? Does that then allow the government to call them racist?
Well, this seems to be what the common theme is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what people need to understand is that ordinary people like myself who have been joining on to these walking groups, and I will continue going around as many as I can and show them my face and show them my support to them. But the thing is, these people are looking out for suspicious behaviours that Chief Superintendent Fisher talked about last year. These behaviours that fester. So that's what we're looking out for, not people's skin colour. And
Yeah.
that's the only comment that I'm going to make on that.
Yeah, well, I just want to say thank you on behalf of all the parents in East Belfast and surrounding areas for taking the time out to come out and do what you've been doing, because I know it's a lot of work, and you spoke at rallies. I know the pressure you're under. I know you're not speaking about it. I know you got quite upset last night because of PSNI and the attitudes and all the rest of it. And this is what happens. They put pressure on you to try and stop you, and then they'll talk about you in the newspapers, and then they'll try and bring bogus charges and all the rest of it, and they'll harass your family, and then all sorts of problems with your bank and anything to do with social benefits. All sorts of trouble comes your way, and it is really, really difficult doing what we're doing because the government do not want her telling you what's coming. They don't want me reporting on what's coming, and that's the truth. And the facts are this is the facts. Everybody knows what's coming. Northern Ireland is awake. Thank you so much, Lisa.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
So yeah, it is really difficult for a lot of people to be on camera, and so much respect for Lisa. I want to throw some love down there, guys, and I'll if I remember, I'll get the links to her stuff. But yeah, she's been an activist in Northern Ireland, and doing a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And when we say activist, it's somebody that's acting. It's somebody that's getting up and doing something. They see a problem and they address it. And there is a lot of people in Northern Ireland like that. At the minute, we have obviously the far right stuff and all that, and they're all racist. You know what I mean? And some people are weary, but we can see with the amount of love we get online, where people don't want to come out because Freedomdad's jumping about with a camera doing lives. It's understandable. You know what I mean? But the solution to that is to cut all the lives out, cut all filming, no more filming for nobody. And I know then we would see the numbers. But at the end of the day, we know you're there, we know you're supporting us, and we've got to keep rolling with the cameras. This is how we protect ourselves. This is how we protect each other, and that's what it's about. It's all about very brave, absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? And yeah, this is the thing, guys. There's so many brave women and men in Northern Ireland, all over. I mean, all over right now, like Lisa, out on the streets. Is everything all right? Yeah. Good. Where's she? It's over there. Yeah. So, this is how important citizen journalism is. This is what I keep saying, guys. I'm just like you. Anybody watching from Belfast, Northern Ireland, I'm just like you. You can do this. You know what I mean? It's just a fucking phone and a mic. You know what I mean? And you know, you can report on things if there's stuff happening, and you know that the people around that, wherever it's what's happening, get in there and talk about it. Make sure you learn what you can say and what you can't say. Get a bit of education behind you. Do some studying online. No hard to do. You know what I mean? If you really want to do it, you can do it. You know what I mean? And you know, you will grow, you will get better. You know, don't expect to be perfect straight away, and it will come. You know, it's like anything. The more you do something, the better you get at it. You know, so I implore everybody that thinks about it, that thinks one looks at me doing this and goes, you know, I could do that. You know, I could do that. Do it, do it. This is the age of citizen journalists. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be here forever. You know, and we need men and women to step up. You know, we need people to understand that there's cameras everywhere. You can't go anywhere without being on a camera. They're bringing in facial recognition and all the rest of it. You know, any demo you go to, you'll be on so many cameras. Every time the police come up, interacting with you, bang, the cameras on. You know, so you know, this is the world of the surveillance. You know, and that's basically what it's about. This is about recording and documenting things that are happening in Northern Ireland, because if somebody doesn't do it, it will be forgot. Nobody will ever know. No one will ever shut us up. You know, like I say, guys, it's, you know, the amount of support and love coming out, as you seen last night at Freedom Corner, the amount of love and support when we walk about the streets, and you know, you don't understand unless you're here. You know, obviously not everybody agrees. You know, a lot of people mightn't like the hunting, but you know what I mean, and a lot of people might like Freedomdad because a bank robber, and some people just can't deal with that. You know what I mean, and that's okay. Everybody's entitled to that. You know what I mean. We're not here to try and make everybody like us. You know what I mean. We're here just to be ourselves, and it doesn't matter if we have 10 followers, 100 followers, 2,000 followers, and my followers will always tell you that. So we're right next to George Best, Belfast City Airport. Did you get the plane in? Yeah, yeah. You watching it? Yeah, good. Well, good. Yeah, go on. Take it out, mate. Let them hear what's going on around them.
We'll get done for intimidating, for fuck's sake.
You sound like a terrible Belfast.
Oh, sorry, am I on live? Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
That's it, Gary Belfast.
Listen,
It's called a Millie, Mark, just say it. Just say it.
Yoo-hoo!
No,
Passion of Millie.
a lot of people say to me about me swearing, and it is a Belfast thing. You know, it really is. Like,
Harlem Wolf in the distance there. Cheers, fighting Irish.
we have got a gimbal. We have got a gimbal.
Well, no, I've already told him.
Don't mention the gimbal.
Don't mention it again. It will be looked at. I'm sorry about the shake, guys. It's just hard to walk and keep this thing steady without the gimbal. And yes, it's my fault. I was supposed to look at it last night and I didn't.
You know what? Yep. That's not language, Jed Emmons.
Hey, mate.
From Northern Ireland past, never did I think that we would need to walk the streets to keep people safe. Yeah. Hi, Freedomdad and crew. Kirsty, how you doing? Henry, how you doing? Today he's right here, so he is. He's right here. He's out walking.
Make sure you get my body watchers. Make sure you get my bodyguards on.
Here come the pillars.
Here comes our friends.
The crew. We'll let them catch up.
Oof, it's a brilliant wee dog. I've seen him, I've seen him. This wild animal.
It used to be mine. It's a bad one. She bought it from me.
I got that of him there with a hat on.
No rats, how you doing, mate? Good to see you.
Watch your 6.
Is this content, Jane? Is this content? Where are you off? Oh, can I? Do you not want to go on camera? Oh, come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right, guys. I'm good. How are you? Happy days. Go and tell. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Stealing on the route.
That's comical, mate.
I think you should start going back that way.
What one?
I was walking up there.
What car?
The white one. I mate, there's 20 cars parked down there, mate. There are surf all around your motor. So that was my message. So it was open. No, it didn't. This is what we're all about here. Kids being able to play in their parks because they feel safe to walk around their own areas now. Because the EBFD and all the concerned parents of East Belfast are out in force. And
Well
the kids
said.
are allowed to play back in the parks.
Well said,
That's
mate.
what we're all about.
Dirty parties. You reckon? MI5 joggers. He had a wire on. I think those were headphones. This one. Ooh. Yeah, MI5 joggers. That was a good one there.
I can't send a message in. You'll have to tell her. She's watching. Something's wrong with her phone or something. She's watching on the TV.
Oh, Gloria, what's happening?
June, we call her Gloria.
You having problems, or are you?
Hi, Gloria.
Get the fuck out of here.
He says it's because he's not in the house. Ask a dog, it was well fed the other day and he wasn't. Okay, wouldn't do that, mate.
You want?
Oh, he did say it like Gloria, he did. Honestly. Oh, everyone's a suspect indeed.
Allegedly. Have you got the wee hingy mixed bit? Holy fucker, she says.
Such a context. Such a good.
Right, guys. So Freedom Dad here in East Belfast with East Belfast, the EBFD, and it isn't East Belfast Freedom Dad. It's East Belfast First Division, and that's what they call themselves. And it's a group of men and women, and there's lots. This is just one group. There's other groups. Like I say, there's another group coming out later on the night when it's dark. And yeah, this is the common thread now in quite a lot of communities. And this one's been highlighted because one of the Patriots, Neil, was arrested and he was released on bail today. And can't say too much about that, but we will watch it very closely, and I will bring it to you as it goes. And if it goes to trial, we will be covering it. And yeah, this is the good thing about keeping an eye on things, and they're being held accountable. You know what I mean? We're every step of the way, we're there with them. You know what I mean? And this is new; they're not used to it, and yeah, they're being monitored. You know what I mean? The monitors are now being monitored. And yeah, we see the reaction from the police, how they've overwhelmed the area with police in the last 2 or 3 days because of these guys. What's that? Big up Pinky. Yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, and that was you heard his twin brother was speaking. We got cut off. The live's cut off 3 times. This is twice. This is our third live tonight, which has never happened. You know what I mean? But who knows what's going on? I'm not going to get all paranoid. What's that? No, it hasn't happened. It stopped. But yeah, you could get all suspicious and paranoid, but we're not. We're not going to worry about that. We expect stuff like this, and we just go with it. You know what I mean? So yeah, all good, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up.
You ready to walk back up this way?
Yes, mate. I'm just going to wrap it up now. And yeah, so this is East Belfast, Northern Ireland. Just another small part of Northern Ireland that's got guys out and women out at night time, watching out, keeping an eye on the kids, and making sure everybody's safe. And that's all it's about. Right, bro. Thank you, mate. See you later. So yeah, like I say, guys, I'm here because it's the talk of the steamy. It's the talk of town. It's all over social media. Everybody's talking about the arresting people. That's all over the news. All our real journalists are having a right wee time right now, calling everybody racist and far right. So yeah, we're here to find out what the truth is, and the truth is far from what you're hearing in the media. Far from what you're hearing from Stephen Nolan, and far from what you're hearing from the government. So if you want the truth, you know where to go. If there's a citizen journalist in your area, follow him, support him, share his stuff, and you'll not go wrong. I'm Freedom Dad. Freddie, I'm Freedom Dad. I'm Freedom. I'm not shouting you out. So yeah, guys, I'm Freedom Dad, coming from East Belfast. God bless.